Yes, you're watching the South Australian Sports Show. Well, Baz, time to get your tips, mate. A lot of people have said you've been white hot with your footy tips, so let's see where we're going, mate. Of course, last night we can't talk about the result because that's already been between the West Coast and Essendon. Friday night, Power. Your Power sitting in 7th spot. Melbourne in 4th spot. Just a little twist, mate. Could we see Jack Viney and Ollie Wines, childhood mates? Could they match up on each other?
Could very well match up on each other.
Would it be a good one?
Bulls, midfield Bulls. They've done it before. I reckon they've stood each other before. They are good mates too as well. They are very good mates. So that match-up, it will happen. They both play in the middle of the ground.
All right, here's a stat you'll love because you know I like looking at the quirky stats, mate. Melbourne have not won an interstate Friday night game. They've lost 8 of their 8 matches since 1991. Could this be a drought breaker?
9 of 9.
9 of 9, all right. So clearly Power get the tick on that one. Saturday in Tassie, the Hawks are in 9th spot, mate. Gold Coast are in 15th. This is another quirky one, though. They met twice last season. This will surprise you. Gold Coast beat them both times.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at it on the surface, you go, lay down as there. Hawks by plenty.
Yep.
But Gold Coast might play that style of game that could unsettle them.
Okay. Hawks by plenty.
Okay, all righty. I can't argue with that either, just by the way. All right. Saturday at the Gabba, mate. The Lions sit in 17th spot. They play GWS in 10th. They've won their last couple, GWS, and starting to look pretty good.
Starting to look very good, and they've also got a lot of players back. They're starting to get
always helps.
Their players back. That's a tricky one. It's at the Gabba, did you say?
It's at the Gabba.
Wow, because Brisbane play very, very well at the Gabba, and they're an improving side. I'm not sure about whether they can beat GWS, but I think this is the game that'll be the closest.
It'll be the closest. Hey, mate, your thoughts on Luke Hodge being recruited by Chris Fagan? I reckon it's outstanding.
Fantastic move.
Yeah.
I think Gold Coast are planning to do the same thing with Jared McVeigh from Sydney.
Right.
So they bring him in to shore up their defence.
Well, Stewie would know him too with his time at Sydney, so they have a good relationship as well.
Fantastic. But I think they're trying to do the same thing with him so that he can do marshal their very young defence. So the Hodge move has been excellent. That'll be a good game.
All right. Okay, so you're going with?
I'll go with GWS.
Go with GWS, but you think it'll be close. All right.
Not with any confidence.
At Etihad Saturday night, the Bulldogs sit in 14th spot. The Roos are in 8th. The Bulldogs have lost their last 4 in a row. Of course, the Roos lost on the weekend, but they'd won their previous 3 before that, and they've been a bit of a surprise packet this year, North Melbourne.
Yeah, I think they'll win that. The Roos will win that, purely because look at the injuries that the Bulldogs copped on the weekend. You're talking about your captain, Easton Wood, hamstring, rest of the season. McRae, probably leading in the Brownlow at this stage, hamstring, gone. They're gone.
What's gone wrong with the Bulldogs?
They're shot.
What's happened?
Well, they've lost a lot of players.
Yeah.
They gave a few away as well.
Yes.
So, you've got to... They're struggling.
They're struggling.
They're struggling.
Collingwood sit in 6th. Carlton in 18th at the MCG. Collingwood have won their last 4. Carlton have lost their last 4.
Well,
and I reckon the coaches, they're saying he's not, but there's a lot of talk about whether the coach is safe or not safe in the next couple of years at Carlton.
Safe as a bank.
Safe as a bank?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, well, the banks haven't been all that safe this year either. They've had some bad publicity
that's a good point.
Yeah.
But I did hear the one Carlton supporter say on the weekend that he's a 23-year-old gentleman from Melbourne who said that he's been a member since he was for 20 years.
Yep.
And every single year they say, we're rebuilding of his 20 years.
Of his 20 years?
Every single year. So they're in a bit of bother.
Oh,
they recruited poorly.
Yep.
They've had all these draft picks to fill by finishing bottom, yet their selections have not been good. You look at other teams that pick 55 and they're stars. Yeah. These guys are getting in 1 to 5 and not picking the right people.
All right. They met in round 3 this year. Collingwood got them by 24 points. See it being any different?
They'll get them
the
again.
Margin?
No, they'll get them again.
Big margin?
I think Carlton will react to their really poor performance last week, but Collingwood are in pretty good touch.
What's been the difference? What's turned Collingwood around?
Once again, I think it's having their players available. They too had a horror run with injury.
Taken one of your assistant coaches that was with South last year, and things have improved in the area that he's in charge of.
If you look at most clubs, they've got
Gary Hocking.
Port Adelaide assistant coaches.
Gary Hocking, a good pickup for them?
If not first coaches.
Yep.
Alan Richardson, Alistair Clarkson.
He's having a tough time at the moment, Richo,
Stewie,
isn't he?
well,
Yep.
yeah.
That would be interesting. I'll have to sit down and do the stats after that. Mate, what about your tips? How's your tips going, mate? Because you had a little wager going into the golf.
No. Well, for a start, we had Aaron Baines in here last week, harness racing, gave us a tip for a horse.
And what'd you do with it?
In one ear, out the other, and at one paid plenty.
Yep,
Not
$9.
happy.
$9, mate.
Not happy. So I
And
forgot that one. but
forgot it.
I had a sneaky one on the weekend. I had some shekels on Tommy Fleetwood to win the US Open
Whoa.
at
Okay.
51 to 1.
51 to 1.
51 to 1.
And?
He lost by a shot.
I shouldn't laugh.
that's
What do you get for losing by a shot, mate?
What Paddy shot at?
Yeah, donut.
Bugger all.
A big donut.
Exactly. I got nothing for it. I got absolutely nothing for it. But he shot a 63 final round.
Yep.
He missed a 5 or 6 footer on the 18th hole to shoot 62, which has never been done before in a major. And he had a 63, equal the record, and lost by a shot. Cost me. I'm not telling you how much it cost me.
But you're not happy.
Oh,
Hey,
right.
time for us to go, mate. Get on these tips here, though, because these ones will be all right. I hope you've enjoyed the show, everybody. Look forward to your company next week. Bye.